Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and learn about eXp Realty. You may have had a chance to watch the Fast and Furious 6 minute and 55-second video. If you haven't, I'll share a link for that as well. If you have, I'm going to get deeper on each one of those topics. Technology's changed the way that we do business, not only as real estate professionals and business owners, but also as consumers, the way that we buy and sell products, the way that we work and interact with businesses on a daily basis. Well, not anymore, because there's now a new model in real estate. eXp Realty is an agent-owned, cloud-based, and revenue-sharing real estate company. My name's Jeff Rubenstein. For those who we haven't met before, I've been in the business 14 years. I was licensed in 2004, been with 5 different companies, 7 different franchises. 3 of those have been Keller Williams franchises. So I feel like I understand the brokerage model pretty well. I've been a solo agent. I've been on a team. I had my own team. I also ran an expansion team for Keller Williams, which if you have a team or you're thinking about having a team, you're going to really, really like some of the opportunities that this company affords you as a team owner and somebody building a team. I've also been a productivity coach, a sales trainer, and a mentor for Van Ed. So that's enough about me. I just wanted to put the face to the voice, to the name. For those of you I haven't met, for those of you who I may have just seen in the last few days, hi again. And for those of you who I haven't seen in a while, I'll look forward to hopefully seeing you soon at one of our live events. But I'll get out of here for now. And yes, I am down in my basement recording this because it's too loud upstairs. All right. Thanks, guys. We will see you soon. All right, so let's get right into the company here. As you're sitting in front of your computer or maybe your mobile device watching this video and listening to this introduction, you're going to see a few things that are going to make you go, And that's what's really cool about this company and this new opportunity for real estate agents, is that it hasn't been seen before. So there's the automatic response of, I know I did it. Everyone I've talked to did the same thing, and you're going to as well. Now, before you watch this short presentation, you probably don't know too much about eXp and what you're about to discover. You may not have even heard of eXp until today. Now, during the introduction, you'll begin to see how the company has built upon and really utilized and capitalized on technology to change the real estate brokerage model, just like businesses like Amazon, Netflix, Uber, Airbnb, how they've completely revolutionized their respective industries and why it works so well in today's technologically driven world. And then after you see the unlimited potential in this opportunity, and naturally you'll understand why 1,000 agents a month are joining eXp, and also why top agents, teams, and brokerages are joining eXp quickly. All right, so moving right along here, what we're going to cover today, there's going to be 5 sections that we're going to go over. First, I'm going to introduce our CEO. I'll show you our company milestones and our growth chart all the way from the start in 2009 until now. We'll go over our core values with you. Then I'll go through the business model, show you how we're one brokerage. We're not a franchise. We'll go through the cloud campus, go through training, support, collaboration, the entire business model there. And then I'll show you the eXp world, and that is our cloud-based virtual office that includes everything from a large auditorium to individual offices, even broker offices. And then lastly, I'll go over the splits, fees, costs, and how to get started. So let's just get right into it. Who are we and how we made it to today? Well, of course, we wouldn't be where we're at without our founder and CEO. This is Glenn Sanford. He's the brainchild, the genius, the visionary, the Gary Keller or the Dave Liniger of eXp. He was part of an inner circle and core mastermind group for the technology department at KW. And he was also a real estate broker. He built a very big business in a very short amount of time. He spent time with Microsoft. He spent time as a stockbroker. And then in 2009, he saw a problem that was emerging in business. And this was with most big companies, especially in real estate. And this big problem was these massive leases and huge operating costs not to mention the redundant staffing costs from office to office to office with staff that was all doing the same thing from office to office. So, he's a super techie guy, and he said, what if I build the Amazon of real estate? And lo and behold, here we are 9 years later, and we're going to get into the growth here, and you'll start to see all of the milestones that the company's seen here. A lot of people have said, oh, look at this new company. What's up with this new company, eXp? And that's actually not true. The company was launched in 2009. It's when it was founded by Glenn. And then in 2011, we were a finalist for Inman's Most Innovative Brokerage. So Inman was starting to know, and actually Glenn's going to be speaking at Inman Connect here, I think just in a couple of weeks out in San Francisco. If you're going to be at the event, certainly check out what Glenn's going to be talking about. And then in 2013, a big milestone when the company went public on the New York Stock Exchange. I'll also add, which isn't on this chart here, that we did also uplist to NASDAQ. I believe it was in April. No, it was in May. And the stock bounced. Well, we don't need to get into that yet. 2015 is when agent ownership came out, which is so awesome, as well as the Icon program. And if you're a high producing agent, make sure you pay close attention when I get into the Icon program, because that is a huge, huge benefit and an opportunity for you. 2016, we tripled an agent count. And then just here in June of this year, we surpassed 2,000 agents. And I just heard that there is 1,000 agents in the onboarding pipeline just in the western part of the United States, which is incredible and explosive growth. I don't think the onboarding department has seen that many in a single month. So we're overflowing. Obviously, you can see the growth's been exponential, and it continues to go. You can see the doubling effect there from 2016 until 2019. It's crazy to look at this and think that just a year and a half ago, we were at 1,400 agents. And now all of a sudden, we have moved it all the way up to over 12,000, now getting very, very close to 13,000. All right. The core values, company values are really what shapes the culture of a business or an organization, and the way in which the company operates and how the company ultimately makes decisions. So you can see our core value wheel here. I'm sure there's something on there that struck your attention as something that is possibly related to one of your core values, or maybe one of your core values as well. Hopefully you're a fun person. Don't take yourself too seriously. If we're not having fun with what we're doing, I always say, then why are we doing it? So each month eXp chooses a core value to focus on. This month in July, the core value is service. And so we get an opportunity to share stories and photos and videos and anything we can think of that relates to that particular core value. And it's fun. It gets people involved with the culture, and it really lays a nice foundation for the growth and moving forward and becoming a much bigger company as fast as we currently are. All right, so we are one brokerage. We are not a franchise model. So if you think about it, each office for the larger companies, I'll just use RE/MAX and Keller Williams, for example, because those are the two that I know. Great companies. Those are all individual franchises. So you may have multiple RE/MAX or Keller Williams franchises in your location. I know we do here in Northern Colorado. Those are all individual franchises. Well, with eXp, it's just one brokerage model. You see, franchises are really expensive, and because we don't have any desks, because we don't have any buildings, there's no desk fees. The peer groups are smaller. I got to be honest. We have 13,000 agents that can collaborate all at the same time in the cloud on different things. We have a referral base that's obviously growing. With franchises, there's not really any growth incentives. There's not any opportunities for ownership. There are people who own franchises with these companies, but nobody owns Keller Williams. Gary Keller owns Keller Williams. Nobody owns RE/MAX. Dave Liniger owns RE/MAX. People own franchises looking to make a buck, but they don't actually own pieces of the company. The franchise has limited technology and support. And I'm not busting on franchises. I'm just saying, in relation to what's available now, that technology has created for us, there's way more that's available. And because these brick and mortar franchises are so expensive, there can't be a huge investment into the same level of technology of support as there is with a cloud-based company. So over on the eXp side, like we said, cloud-based environment on the campus. There's actually over 30 hours of training. We have real-time support with over 200 employees, and then we'll get into the revenue share and stock opportunity programs here in a minute. Cloud campus, no building, no desk fees. You can work from anywhere, click of a button. And because we've cut back on the brick and mortar costs, the company is going to reinvest that money in support, technology, and ultimately lead generation for us as agents. There's a lot of really cool programs within the eXp world for lead generation. Live training, there's actually, like I said, more than 30 hours of live training, mastermind sessions, any topic that you could possibly even imagine. And the classes are taught by some of the top agents in the company. And it's really cool. I was thinking about it. I've gone to classes and seminars and events from top agents in the company, and I've had to travel, whether it be by car and many times by airplane, to see them speak and to listen and to get those classes. Well, now we can do that in the cloud, like I said, with just a click of a button. The classes, like I said, everything that you can imagine and everything is also recorded. Let's talk about some real-time support. As I mentioned, we have over 200 full-time staff in the eXp world, and these are real people from all over the country and Canada, every department that you could possibly imagine. You have a tech question, you can go into tech services, accounting, you want to talk about some of your numbers and your checks. There's a marketing department, agent services, human resources, state-specific transaction specialists. So if you have a question about one of your contracts or paperwork, here in Colorado, there's a whole bunch of them. They're really, really awesome. Live hours. There's no more waiting for email replies or phone calls back from your broker or tech guy if somebody's not around, or you have to wait till the next day. Good stuff. So there's the hours on there that the teams are available. International collaboration. Because we're all in one place, we can share with everyone very easily. And again, if you have a team or you're thinking of building a team, there's only one nationwide cap across the state line. So this is huge if you think about it, because if you're expanding into different states, into different locations and different franchises, could you imagine that, paying a cap for each one of those? And that's what's been done up until now. And that's why you're seeing these expansion teams that are moving to eXp, because they only have one cap. They don't have to pay a cap in multiple offices across the franchise system there. Huge referral network. And of course, we're always sharing best practices, which when you're getting information and best practices from people all over the country and Canada, you're getting a really nice sample of information to be able to make good decisions for your business. All right, some equity opportunities here. eXp agents, we're owners and shareholders in the company. It's publicly traded, as I mentioned before, on the New York Stock Exchange as well as NASDAQ under the symbol EXPI. Now, there are 4 different ways to be awarded stock in the company. The first one you can see are called equity awards, 35 shares on your first transaction, 75 shares when you fully cap, 75 shares when an agent you sponsor closes their first transaction. So you can see there's a way to get 185 shares right off the bat that you can be awarded for doing what you're already doing in your business anyways, especially if you're a Keller Williams agent and you're part of their profit share model, bringing in and recruiting other agents to the company. There's also the Icon Agent Award. This is where we get into, as I mentioned, what are really, really beneficial and a huge opportunity for high producers. So you can earn up to $16,000 in stock once you cap. And I'll just tell you right now, you just sell another 20 homes in your anniversary year. So in our area here in Northern Colorado, we have a $16,000 cap. Actually, this is everywhere in the company. But in Northern Colorado, this would be about 25 to 30 homes a year. Pretty cool. And I know a lot of agents, probably some agents that are watching this right now that say, well, I already do that. Well, guess what? The cap is 16,000. So if you reach these goals and you're an Icon agent, your entire cap is given back to you in stock. There's also the Agent Equity Program. And this is where agents have the opportunity to take 5%. You could do 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's maybe 3, 4, or 5% from every transaction to purchase stock in the company at a 20% discount at what it closes at for that day. Pretty cool. It's kind of like an employee benefit plan, except we're not employees. It's really about retirement, some long-term income. There's no exit strategy in real estate, and this provides a way to start really stocking away money in a company that you have an incentive to build, because the more the stock goes up, the more money you have in stocks. So it's awesome. So the coolest part of these equity opportunities is that we get ownership of the company for doing what we're already doing as realtors. I think that is really incredibly amazing. So, this is usually where most agents start to become aware of how easy it is to naturally see that EXP is a unique concept with tremendous opportunity. Let's get into the agent voice in the company. This is where agent owners and senior leadership, they work together to make the company better for everyone. It's similar to the ALC at Keller Williams, the Agent Leadership Council there. So the agents have a big say in the company, and we are actually owners in the company. So we have a bigger say than not having ownership in the company, if that makes sense. There's just a lot of collaboration because of this. And with the agents and leadership, everybody has the opportunity to get on the same page. Let's talk about revenue share here. So there's two types of revenue share at eXp. The first type is single agent. And if you bring an agent into the company, and you have the opportunity to earn up to 3.5% of that agent's gross commission, and that caps at $2,800 per year. I'm going to get into a little bit more how this works in a minute. Just know that the money that comes from revenue sharing comes from the company dollars, not from the agent's commission. Company dollars, not from the agent split there. And there's no limit to how many agents that you can bring to the company. And you'll see when we get into the multi-agent revenue share here that you can sponsor as many agents as you can, especially on your first level, which I'll get into in a minute. So this is where eXp agents can really maximize the residual income by simply helping other agents come to the company and do the same thing. And that's how we continue to grow it, is by attracting ethical, knowledgeable, and producing agents. None of this works if people aren't selling houses. So the best part of the revenue share is that there's no limit to how much we can make. So let me go through this briefly. I could spend an hour on the multi-agent revenue share platform. Just know this, especially if you're a Keller Williams agent, you're watching this. This is almost an exact model of the Keller Williams profit share model, but it's based off of revenue. So we don't have to wait until the franchise is either profitable or not profitable. It just matters when people are selling houses and the money is going into the company, which is called revenue. So I'll just go over here the general gist of how this revenue share model works. So as we mentioned, you can attract as many agents to the company as you want. So on your first level, you can have as many agents as you want and get up to $2,800 per capping agent. So if I bring on Joe Schmo and Joe Schmo caps, I will make $2,800 that year. Now, once I bring on 5 agents or 10 agents, or it doesn't matter how many on that first level, as long as those agents on my first level collectively, individually, as long as there's another 5 agents underneath them, that will unlock level 2 for me. And that increases up to $3,200 a year for the capping agents. Keep in mind that I'm still getting up to $2,800 for all of the agents that are still on my first level. And it builds from there down on level 3 to 10 agents, 15, 20, 25. Then there's a 15 agent jump. You're probably looking at the annual revenue sharing going, well, that's weird. Why does it go down between levels 3, 4, and 5? Well, these are basically a safety plug in here to even out the dollar amount. So it's a higher amount paid out, a little bit less in the middle. And then you can see once you unlock level 7, it goes back up to 4,000, which actually isn't anywhere in there. The highest before is 3,200. So in that way, this isn't all front loaded. It's not all back loaded. And believe it or not, this starts to go very organically once there are more agents that you're bringing in. So if you have a team and you're bringing over a lot of agents, you may be able to unlock the multi-agent revenue share down many levels right off the bat. So we can get into that more at another time. We talk more about that in our live events as well. So come to some of those and we can go over all that stuff for you guys as well. All right, so let's go over the eXp World. It's such an awesome place. It's our cloud campus. It's a virtual real estate office for the entire company. You can access it 24/7 as long as you have an internet connection. You walk into the world, there's real-time support. There's an information booth to find out, where to go when you need something. As I mentioned, we have all the different specialized departments, collaboration rooms, information sharing, the training schedule and all of the different classrooms. And then, of course, large scale meetings that can be held in the auditorium and then some of the other larger classrooms. So let me just show you this quick little, it's only 1:20. It walks the avatar through the world. Each agent is an avatar. You get the opportunity to dress it up however you'd like, hairstyles, clothing, shoes. We actually have flip-flops now because it's summer. It's really super cool place. Here you can see the calendar, walking into the tech outpost. There's up to the auditorium. It's just a brief tour through. Here's a meeting room up there by the light tower. There's also a cafeteria area. You can see the boats in the distance that you can actually get on and cruise through the lake there. This is a bigger classroom. There's a class going on. This gentleman's walking in. You can see the live screens in the background. Those are the actual presenter screens that's actually going through the presentation. Here's the agent services office, a very busy place for general questions. They can certainly guide you to the right place. Auditorium. This is from the speaker's viewpoint. And then here you'll see as the room starts to fill up, there it is, the screen up front. That is the presenter screen that can change screens and so forth. So it's just like sitting in an auditorium. You're just doing it from your basement in your house that you could see what I'm doing it, or you're doing it from the beach because you're on vacation and you want to attend a class or, meet with a colleague and you can be on vacation. Really, really fun stuff. And very efficient. It's certainly fun, but more importantly, it's very efficient. We're able to get a lot of stuff done. Okay, so what do you get, right? What are all of the tools? How are you going to run your business? What do you get as an eXp agent? So here is we call this the eXp solutions, and this is what includes everything is within our eXp enterprise. This is the back office for your entire business. I like to call it the mothership. One place to log in. You don't have multiple windows to go or multiple websites to go into to log in. You can access everything in your business from your CRM to your website, to your transaction management system, to your marketing suite, your CRM, all your lead gen, your account, everything is going to be in there. So let's get into each one of these. We just went through all this on the slide. It's just a super cool thing. And it's one place. None of this has ever been done before. So this is very unique. It's new. It gets built and broken and built and fixed. And it's just become a place that it's a one-stop shop mothership for everything in the business. And it's become a very useful and super easy thing to use. All right. So every eXp agent gets SkySlope. This would be the same thing as a DocuSign, or a dot loop or any of the type of different signing softwares that you've done. All of the transactions are in there. All of the documents are saved in there. Everything can be signed electronically. Everything's encrypted. It's just a great system. And again, it's all tied into the enterprise, so there's no need to enter data or documents into multiple systems. They're all tied together. We also use Workplace for Facebook, and this is just an incredible collaboration tool. It's Facebook, but for work, just for work only, and only for eXp agents, our leadership, and the employees. We share just through there. There's all kinds of groups, as you can see in the picture there. I'm probably part of 4 or 5 groups that I am checking constantly, getting tons of information, being able to share and collaborate and help build this company and sell more real estate. bounced. All right, CRM and lead generation. Each agent gets their own CRM. You have a choice of Commissions Inc. or KV Core, which is a new product from Conversion, both of which these CRMs are some of the top in the industry. I've used every CRM that you could imagine out there. Most recently, before I joined eXp, I was using Boomtown. And I can tell you, using KV Core is just as good as Boomtown, if not better in some things. And it's just it gives you everything you need from your CRM to your front-facing website, landing pages, blog, create new pages, all kinds of really cool stuff there with that. All right, so marketing and branding. Now, this is a really comprehensive marketing suite. Breakthrough Brokers provided all of the marketing tools, all of the marketing pieces, direct mail pieces, everything you can imagine, all templated out for eXp. The great thing is they're all fully custom or customizable. You can design them however you want. eXp is real big on getting your personal brand out there. And then you can order everything direct. So again, there's no need to go to multiple vendors to be getting all of your stuff, especially if you're changing brokerages. It just makes it really easy. And I've started to develop some local relationships with some vendors, especially for signs, where they now have our designs and everything. So it's really easy for them to start moving forward on getting those signs cranked out and whatever else that you may need. All right, so joining eXp. There's been a lot of talk about the company, and it's no longer just a concept or an interesting idea. People are really starting to pay attention, especially outside of the real estate space. And it's entire industries are really taking note, and they're commenting, as you can see from some of these big companies out there. Inman, who's one of the top technology publications in the real estate space, has really grabbed on and embraced eXp and is really pushing what we're doing, because it's really taking the technological advances and everything that we have at our fingertips and using it to maximize the agent's business and income strategy in moving forward. So how do you, desk fees, royalty fees, franchise fees. So pretty straightforward. 80-20 commission split, $16,000 cap, 100% after that for the anniversary year. After you're done, there is a $250 transaction fee. Once the transaction fees total $5,000, which is another 20 transactions, then that cap fees or that transaction fee is reduced to $75. So, 25 to 30 transactions. And then after that, it's like I mentioned, 250. Anyways, I don't need to get into that. You can see that. Standard costs, $149 startup fee. So $149 gets you in the door, gets your eXp Enterprise, you get your SkySlope set up, you get your website set up, you get your CRM all set up, all for just $149, and you are in business. You also get some business cards, a nice little lapel pen, some folders. Gosh, I don't even know what they're sending out now. It seems to be getting better each time through the onboarding process. Then there's also a $50 a month tech fee. That takes care of all of the technology that's provided to us with regard to our websites and everything technology related. $35 a month eXp University fee. This is what takes care of all of the classes, takes care of a lot of everything that goes on in the cloud there. $25 broker reviews. So for each contract, it's only a $25 review for that. And then the risk management fee, $40, which is per transaction. So this is your E&O insurance. It's per transaction versus just paying a blanket fee every month, because there may be a month maybe you don't close a transaction or what have you. So it's really just based on your the number of transactions that you do, and that caps at $500. All right, so becoming a shareholder, how do you go about doing that? So contact me or whoever introduced you to the company or sent you this video, and just let them know that you're ready to join. It's a super easy, simple process, believe it or not. 2-minute application. That gets you a place in the onboarding line only. Okay, it only starts the process. Just get you in line so you have some time before you get all the way to the end there to make your final decision. There's no contact with your broker. Nothing happens with your license, your insurance. It just gets the process started. So, it's funny because 18 months ago the company was almost, it was only at 1,400 agents, and now we're almost at 13,000 across the U.S. and Canada. And here are my kind of closing thoughts here on everything. If 1,400 agents could become 14,000 in a year and a half, what are 14,000 agents going to do in the next year and a half? That's the big thing. And that doubling effect from 2000 to 2016 to 17 and now here to 18 is nothing short of astonishing. So, what would your business be like if you linked arms with other knowledgeable, ethical, and producing agents to help build this company together and all share in the revenue? The sky is the limit. We have a night and day different model from the traditional brick and mortar model, and it's really changing things. Think of how Amazon and Uber, Airbnb have all changed their respective industries. I mean, Amazon doesn't own any buildings besides their, of course, distribution centers. Uber doesn't own any cabs. Airbnb doesn't own any hotels or houses or anything like that. Macy's, JCPenney, Sears, they closed 250 stores in the last year. I just saw Toys R Us is going out of business. Technology is changing entire industries, and now it's changing the real estate brokerage model. And I think it's time that we all at least embrace this opportunity, ask questions, do our due diligence. It may not be for everyone. I know it's for those that have that entrepreneurial spirit, that are also understanding that they can do business from anywhere. And there's a lot of opportunities with this company. So, we all know agents not only in our own market here in Northern Colorado, if you're one of our Colorado agents, but really across the entire world. There's 206 countries out there and 1 million real estate agents. So there's quite a bit of opportunity to get in, to start helping to build this company, build your own business, create a solid stream of income, and really enjoy what you're doing. And we're just getting started. We're just getting started, and it's really exciting times. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll look forward to hearing from you, and I'll look forward to the next video. Thank you.